I used to think I was being smart. Every month, I'd open my app, hit buy VOO, and feel proud. I was investing in the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in America. That had to be the safest, smartest thing to do, right? That's what everyone says. Just buy VOO and chill. You're in, you're diversified, you're good. But something didn't sit right. One day, I asked myself, do I really know what I'm buying? I dug a little deeper, and what I found changed how I invest. Not in a panic way, not in a sell everything way, just a quiet shift that made my portfolio more complete and, in my opinion, smarter for the long run. And I'll show you exactly what that shift was. But first, you need to understand the one simple thing most investors get wrong about VOO. Because it's not that VOO is bad, it's just that for a lot of people, it might not be enough. Especially if you're building wealth from the ground up, and if you're counting on this money for your future, your home, your freedom, your retirement, then what I'm about to share could change how you invest for the rest of your life. Ready to look at this from a smarter angle? Let's go. VOO feels like the safe choice. It's the one you hear about the most. Your friend buys it, your favorite finance YouTuber talks about it, it shows up in articles, Reddit threads, and even TikToks. It's simple. One fund, big companies, America's top businesses. What's not to like? Our brains love that. It's comforting. It feels like a shortcut to doing the right thing without having to think too hard. And honestly, that's why I stuck with it for so long. I felt smart without needing to dig deeper. But just because something is popular doesn't mean it's perfect. And just because it's common doesn't mean it's complete. We're drawn to VOO because it feels like we're checking the investing box. We buy it, we set it, we forget it. That's the dream, right? But the truth is, when I finally slowed down and looked at what I actually owned, I realized something important was missing. Next, I'll show you one simple picture that explains exactly what VOO covers and what it doesn't. Most people think VOO gives them the whole U.S. market. It doesn't. VOO tracks the S&P 500, which includes the biggest 500 companies in the U.S. That's a big chunk, but it's not everything. In fact, the S&P 500 covers about 80% of the U.S. stock market by value. That means 20% of the market, mostly made up of smaller and mid-sized companies, isn't in there at all. And that 20%, that's where many of tomorrow's big companies are today. Think of it like this. You're buying a big slice of the pie, but not the whole pie. And over time, the missing slice can make a big difference. Because the next wave of market growth may not come from the companies already on top. It could come from the ones quietly growing below the surface. And in just a second, I'll show you why that missing piece really matters and how it could shape your returns in the years to come. Here's the thing about that missing 20% we talked about. It's not just extra, it's not fluff. It's full of real companies, mid-sized and smaller ones that are building, growing, and trying to become the next big thing. Every giant company you know today, Apple, Amazon, Google, they weren't always in the top 10. They started small. They had to work their way up. And the only way to catch that kind of growth early is to actually own the part of the market where those companies begin. That's the part VOO skips. It sticks to the giants, the already made it crowd. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're in your 30s or 40s and building for the future, do you really want to bet only on the companies already at the top? I didn't. Plus, spreading out across large, mid, and small companies doesn't just help you grow, it also helps you manage risk. Because when big companies struggle, smaller ones can step up. When one part of the market lags, another might lead. That's why I moved to an ETF that doesn't stop at the top 500. I switched to one that covers the entire U.S. market, about 3,500 companies compared to VOO's 500. I'll name it in a bit, but before that, there's one more problem with VOO that most people don't realize. When you hear 500 stocks, it sounds balanced, right? Like you're spreading your money across 500 companies. Sounds safe. But that's not how it works. VOO is market cap weighted. That means the biggest companies, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, take up a huge part of the fund. The small companies in VOO, they barely move the needle. Right now, the top 10 companies in VOO make up around 40% of the whole fund. Think about that. You're not really holding 500 companies evenly.
You're mostly holding 10 and a long tail of smaller positions. So even though it looks diversified on the surface, it's actually pretty concentrated at the top. And if those top companies stumble, your whole portfolio feels it. Now, this doesn't mean VOO is bad, it just means it's not as balanced as it sounds. So let's ask the obvious question. If I want to keep things simple, but also safer and more complete, is there a better default choice than VOO? Let's find out. Let's take a quick step back. Because the truth is, the best investment isn't the same for everyone. It depends on who you are and what you need your money to do. I like to break it down into 3 simple types of investors. First, there's the accumulator. You're probably in your 20s, 30s, or 40s. You're focused on building. You've got time, energy, maybe a few financial goals, but mostly you just want to grow your money steadily over time. Long runway, long game. Second, the planner. You're maybe a bit older. You're juggling more. Kids, mortgage, college savings, maybe thinking about retirement. You're still growing your money, but you've got more pieces on the board to consider. And third, the retiree. You're done working or getting close. You're not chasing growth anymore. You care more about keeping what you've built, getting some income from it, and making sure it lasts. Now, VOO can technically fit any of these types, but the one it fits best might surprise you. Because if you're an accumulator, like many people watching this video, you probably want the simplest, widest, most long-term option out there. And in the next chapter, I'll show you why most accumulators actually need more than what VOO gives them, and how a tiny shift can make a big difference over time. Let's think about what most people really want when they buy VOO. They want something simple. They want to own the US market, they want low fees, and they want to set it and forget it. That's smart. That's the dream. But here's the catch. If your goal is to own the whole US market in one fund, VOO doesn't actually get you there. Remember, it's only the top 500 companies. That's about 80% of the market. So what fund actually gives you all of it? What fund gives you the full mix, big, mid, and small companies for the same low cost? You don't need a fancy new product. You don't need to trade more. In fact, the better option is so simple, it costs the same, 0.03%, and has been around for years. Ready for the twist? Let's talk about it. The better ETF? It's called VTI, the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. And here's why I believe it's better for most long-term investors. VTI gives you everything that VOO gives you, plus the part VOO leaves out.
It still includes the same top 500 companies you'd get with VOO, but it also includes thousands of mid-size and smaller U.S. companies. That's the missing slice we've been talking about. So with VTI, you're not picking a different direction, you're just covering more ground with the same simple style. And because it's spread out over about 3,500 companies, your portfolio is less tied to just a few names. That means you're a little less dependent on what the biggest 10 companies are doing. For example, the top 10 stocks in VTI make up around 35% of the fund. Compare that to VOO, where the top 10 are about 40%. That difference might seem small, but it adds up, especially in rough markets. And guess what? VTI's expense ratio is still just 0.03%. You're not paying more for this wider exposure. So if your goal is simple, long-term growth across the U.S. market, VTI is a strong option. Now you might be thinking, this sounds good, but how do I actually use it without overthinking? Let me show you exactly what I do. Here's the plan I follow. No drama, no over-optimizing. Step 1. Pick a core ETF. For me, that's VTI. I want the full U.S. market in one fund. Step 2. Automate your investing. I set a regular schedule, every 2 weeks, like a bill. It's automatic. I don't think about it. Step 3. Stay consistent. Whether the market's up, down, or sideways, I stick to the plan. No panic, no hype. Bonus step, reinvest dividends. If your broker lets you, turn on dividend reinvestment. That way, the money your portfolio earns goes right back in.
This kind of routine lowers stress. You're not chasing headlines, you're not checking daily, you're building quietly in the background. And yes, it can feel boring at times, but boring can be powerful. Before you go, let's clear up two big myths that mess with a lot of investors, especially new ones. There are two myths I hear all the time that hold people back from making smarter decisions. Myth number one, if it's not the S&P 500, it must be worse. That's not true. The S&P 500 is strong, but it's only part of the picture. More coverage doesn't mean lower quality, it just means broader exposure. Myth number two, more stocks means lower returns. People worry that owning 3,000 plus companies spreads you too thin, but the goal isn't to chase the hottest return, it's to build a strong, stable foundation that grows with the entire market, not just the biggest names. And yes, VTI is slightly more volatile than VOO, but it's a small difference. Most investors wouldn't even feel it month to month. The bigger risk, constantly chasing whatever worked last year or thinking there's only one right answer. If you like this, in the next video, I'll show you how I add just one more fund to this setup to protect against US-only risk, especially during rough decades. So here's your move today. If you're a long-term accumulator, someone building wealth for your future, consider using a total market ETF like VTI as your core, instead of relying only on the S&P 500. No guarantees, no magic, just a stronger foundation to grow from, one steady step at a time. If you want to learn the next step, the two-fund setup that covers more than just the US, hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And now, I want to hear from you. Which type are you right now? Accumulator, planner, or retiree? And what are you buying? VOO or VTI? Drop your answer in the comments and let's build smarter together.